Okay, story time. I see, like, the BBL video that I did is going crazy. So let me just give a full story time to it, okay? This is part one, okay? And this is going to give you guys a lot of advice when you're travel dancing, when you're traveling with other females, and just, how to be on your P's and Q's about certain things, okay? So let's get into it. So back in the day, when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. I'm just kidding. But anyways, back in the day when I was dancing, like for real dancing, like not just play dancing, how I might every now and then, but really like dancing. A new club had opened in Miami. It was an extension of my home club. And I decided to come to Miami, to celebrate and work at that club. And so this one girl that I was cool with, she had pretty much hit me up and was like, "Are you going?" And I was like, "Yeah, I am." She was like, "Well, do you want to get a hotel room together? Like, we can get a rental car. Like, we could just meet in Miami." So I'm like, "Yeah, no problem. Let's do it. Let's do it. Like, I'm down for it." Oh, yeah, this girl had hit me up. Mind you, this girl had been around me a couple of times. Like, she's the type of girl that would, like, pull up for my birthday. You get what I'm saying? But I ended up finding out that she was just pulling up to be nosy. It wasn't pulling up to support me. And the way I found that out, we'll talk about it. Hold on, let me find my concealer. So anyways, I tell her, like, "Yeah, babe, that's fine. Let's do it. I'm down for it, okay? I'm down for it." Moisturizer from Shrek Cosmetics, and it is it's called Protect Preserve. It has sunscreen SPF 50. I use this on my skin as moisturizer. But anyways, so she ends up hitting me up telling me like, "Hey, I'm gonna go to Miami." She didn't want to go alone, and to be honest, I didn't want to go alone either. So I was like, "Okay, girl, like, yeah, we can meet in Miami." So that's exactly what we did. We met in Miami, and to be honest, like, I typically always stayed at the Mondrian, okay? Just because I told y'all, that's the trick hotel. I promise you it is. It might not be like that no more, but it used to be. And all my girls, they know. So anyways, she ended up booking a room somewhere else. It was more outside of Miami, and we ended up splitting it. And I was like, I'm okay with that because my intentions were to come make money, not spend money. So I was like, okay. So I landed in Miami, ended up calling her. She was like, "Yeah, I'm at the room, pull up, whatever. Everything went fine. We checked in. So we checked in. Everything was great. No issue. And we started getting ready to go to work. Okay. So we started getting ready to go to work. And let me tell you, like, about this girl. This girl has been dancing for a minute. Okay. I would say she's probably in her 30s. I would say mid 30s. And she's been dancing for a minute. I can tell you that. Okay. Definitely an OG type of girl. And I always respected her just because she was always nice to me. And I'm going to tell y'all really like what ended up happening with us falling out and why and how I found out that she was pretty much, talking shit about me to men and other females. But anyway, so we ended up, meeting up in Miami. Everything's good. We get ready to go to work. And this was when that first bathroom situation had happened, okay? And how that bathroom situation happened is, remember, I had told y'all she had to go to the bathroom. I'm in the middle of getting ready, doing my makeup. And she pretty much was like, "Hey, I need to come in here," or whatever. And so I'm like, "Girl, go ahead, you good." She was like, "No, like, I gotta really go to the bathroom." So I'm thinking, like I told y'all, that she has to number 2. So I end up leaving out the bathroom or whatever. But if you know anything, thank you for whoever just put that active dollar in. If you know anything, then you know that with clubs, when it comes to being a dancer, you have, depending on the time you get there is depending on the house fee that you pay. So of course I didn't want to pay no damn $400 or $500 because I already knew they was taxing because we're in Miami. And so anyway, she's in the bathroom, whatever, and it didn't take her too long. She came out. When she came out, she was like, "Don't go in there for a second," or whatever. And I'm like, okay. I'm thinking, like I said, the girl took a shit. Okay. So while she was in there, she was bathroom, whatever, came out, I went back there and started doing my makeup. And there was a little bit of a, thing. But I'm like, you know what? Maybe, she's going to do her makeup, then take a shower or whatever. Because I didn't know if she already took a shower before I landed and she was just getting dressed. But some girls will do their full hair and makeup, then get in the shower. I don't know why, but whatever. So I'm still getting dressed, no issues. Okay, whatever. She starts packing her dance bag. So I'm like, oh, she must have showered before I got here, and maybe, she's on her cycle or something. Like, I don't know. I didn't know. But, y'all sit here and y'all be like gorgeous, you could have told her, listen, naturally, you know, dancers sweat and stuff like that. And she is a thicker girl. She has a lot more, like, you know, crease. She has a lot more areas that could be sweaty, you know. And so anyways, we end up heading up to the club. We get to the club. Once we get up there, we're getting dressed or whatever. And like I said, this was an extension of my home club. So we already was running shit. You get what I'm saying? Like, I already had my locker, like, everything. And this was my first time ever even walking into that club. But I already had my locker with tape on it because one of the owners did it for me. Love them. So anyways, we pull up, we get there, she starts changing. And yo, when she starts changing, like, she's next to me. And, you know, I was just like, it's so hot in Miami. Like, oh my God, like, we sweating and everything. And there was a time, like, you know, when I was in Miami, it was before I went to my room. I had stopped at this Jamaican restaurant, right? And when I stopped at this Jamaican restaurant, it was the first time I ever really had like oxtails and like peas and rice and beans and stuff like that. Like, I don't know, I had asked this dude where I should go eat and he told me there. But anyways, while I was there, this girl in this pink Lambo was outside and she was getting out the car and she was like, hey, like, you know, what you from Miami, you live here? She just asked me questions about myself and I was like, you know, I'm here to dance or whatever. And she was like, oh, you should try my product or whatever. And I was like, well, what is it? And she was like, well, it helps, you know, for sweat and stuff like that. And, you know, it helps with your pH. She had a whole line of stuff. But what she gave me was this deodorant, which I have. I still have it. Hold on, let me find it. This is it. This is what she gave me. Okay. It is called Cookie Wash Fruity Booty. Okay. And it goes under like your boobs and under like your ass cheek and like your little bikini line, like everywhere. It smells so good, y'all. But anyways, she gave me this that day. Crazy, I still have it to this time. But I've been using it forever. Now, mind you, I got Botox about a year or two ago, and everywhere that you could sweat, my underarms, under my forehead, everywhere, because Botox stops sweat. But anyways, she had came up to me, whatever. So I had that. So when we got to the club, let me fast forward. When we got to the club or whatever, and we were changing, I pretty much am telling her, like, hey, it's so hot in Miami. Like, damn, I feel like we just showered and we already sweating, which was pretty much me. Where's my other brush? Hold on. Which was pretty much me, just trying to be like, damn, like, we was just in that Uber. Like, oh my God, it is so hot. Like, I need to freshen up or whatever. So we did have a house mom. So from that house mom, I ended up getting like a little rag or whatever and doing a little wipe down. But then I also had this, so I gave it to her. I was like, boo, try this, like, it smells so good or whatever. And she did try this. I'm gonna tell you, this actually works. I'm not holding y'all, this actually works. I want to see how this girl is doing though. I need to look her up. Her Instagram, Sweet Cookie Wash. I need to look her up, but she was this beautiful, like, I remember like it was yesterday. She's a beautiful brown skinned girl. Oh my gosh, she hopped out that lamb truck like a boss, okay? And she had like a Jamaican accent, real pretty girl. But anyway, she had gave me this and was like, try my product, whatever. And I had took it to work with me. And I remember giving it to the girl, what's her name? We'll name her Erica. The girl who I was dancing with at the club or whatever. I remember giving it to her and telling her, like, try it. And it actually worked that night. But anyways, let me tell you how that night went, okay? So, gave her this. I used it. She used it. I've been using that, to be honest, up until the point where I got my Botox. But I still use it. Say if I'm on a yacht or something, or I'm going straight from a yacht to, like, a club, I'll still use it because, listen, sometimes you cannot control them. Botox only lasts for a certain amount of time. You got to keep on getting them redone. So anyways, yeah, I would say you could try Fruity Booty by Cookie Wash, by Sweet Cookie Wash. Anyways, girl, if you ever see this, I still got it. And I hope you're doing well. But anyways, so we were at the club or whatever, and everybody's dressed. We're on the floor or whatever. When we get on the floor, I immediately get grabbed. Immediately, okay? One thing about it, me making money has never been a problem, especially in a club. Literally, as soon as I walk on the floor at a new club, 9 times out of 10, somebody is grabbing me immediately. And then all the other bitches try to come hawk and jump down and, oh, we want to, that's how it really goes. Bitches watch to see who dances me to see, because they always think that person has a lot of money or I know them. So anyways, we walk on the floor, we already immediately get in a bag, okay? Now, when I get into this bag, Story time part 2. So anyways, like I said, we're at the club or whatever, prepared to work. As soon as I walk out on the floor, somebody grabs me and pretty much is like, yeah, I want you to dance or whatever. So she is not too far behind me because she walked out of the dressing room right as I did. So she's like, are these your people? I'm like, no, they just grabbed me or whatever. And so they're like, oh, is this your homegirl? Like, she could dance too. Me, I was kind of a little worried, but I can honestly say that when I had gave her this, it changed a lot. Actually, she didn't have that, you know, whatever. So anyways, we start dancing for this couple. Everything's going great. Everything is going amazing. Okay, they're throwing money, whatever. This one girl, okay, she walks up and like, it becomes a problem, okay? Let me tell you what happens. I start dancing in a section. People start ordering their money. Their money starts coming out. People start seeing like, oh, they're dancing gorgeous. Also, bitches try to bogart their way into the section. But this girl who was in the section, she was so respectful to dancers because she was like, who do you fuck with? And I was like, just her. She was like, oh, well, that's the only person that's dancing with you. I'm only dancing you and your people. So this other girl who was trying to get in the bag, I was like, no, I'm not cool with her. Like, I don't know her. I really don't, like, I'm not cool with the girl. So yeah, so this girl who ended up trying to get into the section, she saw me tell the girl no. She don't know what the girl's question was. She don't know that. She just saw me tell the girl no. She comes up to me. She was like, I'm going to talk to you in the dressing room. You stop at my money. Da, da, da. I said, what the fuck are you mad about? I said, at the end of the day, they asked me who I'm cool with, and I'm not cool with you. I don't know you. So me and my homegirl, the other people who are going to be dancing over here. That's it, okay? So throughout the night, I'm working, dancing, being cool, and actually, like, the girl that I'm with, like, she ain't really, you know, she ain't smelling that bad at all. I'm gonna be honest, it was okay. So we worked together a lot that night. So from here, we finish out the night or whatever. I'm probably in like 4 bags, okay? The first one I'm in with her. The rest of them I'm in by myself. But this one girl, the one that feels like I stopped her money, she kept on trying to follow me to every section I was in. Okay, literally, and didn't get in none of them because it's like, why is you piggybacking off of me? Like, I don't even know you like that. So why do you think that you would? You get what I'm saying? I'm not stopping your bag, babe. I just don't know you. And if a customer asks me who my homegirl is or who I'm dancing with, it's not going to be you because I don't know you. So anyways, as the night ends and we go back to the dressing room, whatever, I'm getting dressed, putting my clothes on, and she was like, yeah, I want to fade or whatever. And I said, for what? She was like, you trying to play with my money? Bitch is playing with my money. At this point, my club owners or whatever, they're the same ones that was in Atlanta. So they pretty much tell the girl, like, if you touch her, you're fired. If you touch her, you're fired. Because at the end of the day, one thing about it is, like, I could say that with Allure, they always made sure I was good. Anytime a bitch ever threatened me or say something, they would be making a risk of being fired. They literally would say, if you touch her, just know you're going to have a $10,000 fine. And it's probably going to go to her. And you're probably going to get fired. And so for the most part, bitches didn't really try me for real because they knew that, like, the owners, they fuck with me on a different level. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm not like the rest of you bitches. I don't just come and clock in and pay a house fee and make my money. I'm bringing money to the club. You know what I'm saying? Every time I come to work, I was coming in with a section. I was coming in with some niggas spending some money. So not only am I just a dancer, but I made myself valuable to my club owners, which a lot of y'all need to work on that, okay? Make yourself valuable more than just a dancer. You get what I'm saying? And then you'll get that respect. You'll get that, okay, cool. You get what I'm saying? You got to show these clubs that you're more valuable than just shaking your ass. Then you'll win. So anyways, yeah, at the end of the night, this girl came up to me and was talking her shit, whatever. They pretty much told her, like, if you touch her, she was like, it's okay. I'm going to see you. I'm going to see you. Yeah, bitch, probably not, but whatever. You're mad because you didn't make any money. Because you tried to piggyback off of me. You was so motherfucking worried about me, little old me. Instead of you going and trying to make your own money, you kept following me everywhere. And every time a customer asked me if I knew you, I would say no because I don't know you. And I'm not putting no bitch onto a bag. If the only way you can get into a bag is by me saying I know you and you're cool with me, I'm not going to lie. I don't know you. And I'm not helping no bitches make no money that I don't know. Period. Right? So anyway, she popping and talking shit. Okay, cool. So my homegirl, I don't know what to call it. The one with the, yeah, whatever. She's like, this is so crazy, whatever. But I catch her in the corner talking to this girl, the girl that was threatening me. So I'm looking at her sideways because hold on, we're staying in a room together. I'm supposed to trust you. This is our first time traveling together. And now you all over here buddy with this girl. You get what I'm saying? It's one thing to calm a bitch down and tell a bitch, hey, chill. Like, that's my people. But no, they were in a corner having a full-blown conversation. And that rubbed me the wrong way. So for me, I'm looking at her sideways because it's like, why are you even talking to her? So for me, at this point, I have decided in my head, you know what? I'm about to just get my own room and separate myself from this girl because that's weird to me. You get what I'm saying? You having a conversation with an op. Same shit that happened with Maya. You having a conversation with an op, but you're supposed to be cool with me. The only reason that even the other girl, you made money because I kept on telling people that we was cool. So this bitch is mad because of the fact that I didn't help her make any money and say I knew her. But I said I knew you and I made sure you were in all the bags with me. But you're going to go over there and try to comfort and talk to this bitch. I don't know, whatever. So for me at this point, I'm counting my money. But also I'm telling her like, hey, when we leave here, I'm going to grab myself. I pretty much had lied to her. I told her like one of my like guy friends or whatever wanted me to come hang out with him and whatever. And I was whatever. Really, I went and got my own room because I really didn't want to have to babysit a bitch. And when I say babysit a bitch, I don't want people around me that only make money because they're around me. It's different if we're a team and we team up and I make money with you and you make money with me. But if you don't make money on your own and the only reason you're making money is because you're with me, but you're not helping me in any type of way, this has to be an even 50-50 thing. I'm not just carrying bitches on my back. You get what I'm saying? So for me, I literally just separated myself. I counted out my money or whatever, got my money. She got her money. I ordered a car back to the hotel room. I got my stuff or whatever. But as I was back at the hotel, you know, she pulled up as well or whatever. And something ended up happening. And I'm not going to say what happened because it would really give it away to everybody who I'm talking about. So I'm not going to say exactly what happened with the situation. But long story short, I just decided to separate. Okay, cool. But I was still working the rest of that weekend. So as we separated or whatever, she didn't know like if anything was wrong with me, what the issue was, nothing. I just told her like I'm gonna go see, you know, this guy that I'm dealing with, whatever, but you good, keep the hotel room. I don't need no money back off of it, you good. Like this could be your hotel room for the weekend. And I could tell she kind of felt away. And so anyways, next day's here, I get dressed, I'm getting ready to go to work. Okay, cool, I get to work. She's like, hey girl, like whatever, you know, just talking to me. I'm just like, how was your night? Like, yeah, I've just been chilling. She was like, so what happened? Did you go anywhere last night? Like, what happened with the dude? And I'm like, damn, why's you my business? You know when a bitch asks you about your business, but she's asking it in a way that seems like she's being nosy? That was the vibe that I got. So I immediately separate, okay? So as soon as I get dressed, okay, we're in the locker room, I get dressed, mind you, again, okay, I was nice though. I let her use my little fruity booty thing again, whatever, you know. I was being nice. So we get on the floor, and today my energy is different. My energy is I don't want nobody around me that ain't putting me onto something because I'm not putting no more bitches onto shit. You know what I'm saying? Because bitches ain't loyal for real. You get what I'm saying? Like the day before, I had put her on to every bag I was in just for you to turn around and go be having a whole conversation trying to be buddy with the bitch that's wanting to so-called fight me. Like, no. So at this point, anytime she started walking up, thank you, whoever just ordered from Active Dolls. So this time, every time she walked up to me and I'm in a section, I would be like, yeah, they're only dancing me. Like, I wouldn't even, like, open up the door to where she could say, hey, these your people, hi, my name is... No, I would say, hey, they're only dancing me, boo. And I would just leave it that way because it leaves me out of so much drama, okay? Because these bitches will really feel a way towards you if you don't put them on and let them dance with you. But what bitches got to understand is that you're not entitled to that. And that's what a lot of girls still fail to realize to this day. Whenever I do pop out and guest dance or, you know, guest host dance or whatever, bitches think like, oh, let me ride Gorgeous Dog coattails and see if I can get into this section. No. You get what I'm saying? And it becomes really annoying for me because I'm a nice-ass bitch. I am. But I've started to realize you bitches don't like me. You bitches like that you can make money with me. And I'm good on it. I'm not feeding none of you bitches. You get what I'm saying? So at this point or whatever, I'm, of course, wristband the fuck up, okay? I done made my money. I'm cool. These bitches ain't making a damn dime looking at me crazy. So at the end of the night, she is pretty much just telling me, like, tonight was so horrible, like, all this other stuff. And I'm like, yeah, girl, you know, maybe tomorrow will be better, whatever. So as I'm about to leave or whatever, she was like, are you coming back to the room? And I'm like, no, babe, you can have the room. Like, I'm good on it or whatever. And she was like, you're being weird. I was like, no, I'm not being weird. And the thing about it is that the first red flag I saw from her was her going and talking to a bitch that I was about to fight, okay? I guess they had knew each other. But still, that's weird because where I'm about to be with my belongings and my jewelry and everything is about to be around you. And I'm I'm not taking no chance on no bitch setting me up feeling some type of way because they didn't make no money. And we're in Miami. You get what I'm saying? So I remove myself and go check myself in somewhere separately by myself. So anyway, she ends up telling me I'm weird, all this other stuff. And I'm like, story time part 3 about the BBL smell situation. Okay. So at this point or whatever, I have removed myself because that was the first red flag, because I see a lot of my comments, y'all are like, well, why didn't you just tell her? Why didn't you just be honest with her? Like, you weren't a real friend. Well, the first time that I ever went out of town to travel with her, the bitch is talking to a bitch who was just trying to fight me, and we're supposed to be staying in a room together. So what if I would have trusted her, right? What if I would have been like, hey, not trying to be funny anything, but you got a little smell and I'm trying to help you or whatever, because I already gave her the damn fruity booty. Okay, I already gave her the damn body deodorant. What else was I supposed to do? So imagine me in this situation, right? Me in this situation where I just made a bag both nights. The first night, I let you work with me. The second night, I didn't, okay? And then that second night, I tell you, oh, babe, you need to shower or something's going on. And then you feel a way towards me. All my shit is in the same hotel room, sharing a hotel room with you. And you end up getting mad. You don't know how a bitch would take that. You don't know how a bitch would take you saying she smelled like something. Y'all don't know that. So at the end of the day, why would I put myself in a position where my belongings are in a shared room with this girl who just didn't make no money and think that's my fault because I didn't let her work with me? And then I'm sitting in my hotel room and then some niggas run in, kick the door down and take all my shit and take all my money I made that night. No, I just removed myself from the situation as a whole. Okay? Okay. So anyways, from there, like I said, remove myself from the situation as whole or whatever. And it's like she wanted to know my business. She called me weird for pretty much telling her like, hey, you can have the hotel room. I'm not coming back. I told her I was with a nigga, but I really just got my own room, But it's like she was being nosy, trying to find out who the nigga is that I was with. And, oh, do he got friends? And, oh, tell him to get a boat. Tell him we can have our own stripper party, da-da-da. And it's like, no, because I'm not doing that. Like, I don't want to be around no more because I don't trust you. At this point, it's not even about the smell or anything like that. It's just that I don't trust you. And you got to have real discernment to be able to read the signs of bitches who will be mad and try to set you up. You get what I'm saying? I know bitches who literally go travel with girls and they make money, the other girls don't, that they're with, and then those other girls try to set them up and literally have some niggas come in and take all their money. I've heard of situations like that. So with me, I just remove myself. And that's why y'all be like, you should have just told her the truth, da-da-da. Okay, cool. Well, let's fast forward, okay? Let's fast forward. So I end up, like I said, doing my own thing, making my own money that weekend. I separated myself from her. Okay, time to go back to Atlanta. I go back to Atlanta. Okay, I go back to Atlanta, and this is about to be a break off story time because I got to give y'all this story time anyway. I already did it or whatever, and it's weird. But fast forward, I go back to Atlanta, and I'm wanting to get these tape-ins in my hair. So this other girl that I was cool with, she had this hairstylist she was cool with that did, her hair, and she was like, oh yeah, she does amazing tape-ins, whatever. So I'm gonna fast forward, but I will double back and give y'all the full story on this hairdresser because she pretty much, long story short, this hairdresser, she did my hair once. I had went to her, to get them removed or whatever. After the fact, she did a little removal, took them out. She kept my hair, okay? I was supposed to come pick my hair up. And I was like, hey, I'm going to go to Miami. I'm going to come get my hair because I'm going to get my hair done in Miami. She tried to tell me that I owe her $175 because she retaped my tape-ins. I was like, I'll give you $75, but I'm not giving you $175 because, first of all, I didn't tell you to retape my hair. You took it upon yourself to do that. So I was like, so I'm about to send somebody to come pick my hair up, okay? Y'all, tell me why this hairdresser tells me, or she ends up blocking my number. I end up texting her from my other number like, hey, I'm trying to come get my hair. And I'm like, you blocked me? So you gonna keep my hair? She was like, girl, I don't give a fuck. Fuck you. Just talking shit. I still got the text messages and I will do a full story time with all the receipts. Okay. But anyways, I end up finding out this bitch was a hater all along. Okay. I had gave her a story time on my last page. And when I did, she got online talking about grandpa. Before the world even knew anything about the whole situation, she was like, bitch, you think you're all that because da-da-da. And I said, no, I don't think I'm all that, bitch. I'm mad because you stole my hair. Not only did this hairstylist keep my hair, she installed it on another bitch's head that I worked with at Magic. Literally installed my tape-ins. So let me back it up. I had went to this girl to get my tape-ins done, okay? A couple of weeks after, I went to her to get them removed. She kept the hair, okay? Just because it was all messy, whatever. And she had hit me, and I said, hey, I'm about to be going to Miami. I'm gonna come pick up my hair. Never once did I tell her to retape them. Never once did I tell her to do anything. She said, okay, you can come pick it up, because I was gonna get them I was gonna have her do my hair again, but I didn't know when. You get what I'm saying? But when I decided I was going to Miami, I was like, hey, boo, I'm gonna just come pick up my hair. It's okay, you don't gotta worry about it. She's like, okay, well, I retaped them, so you owe me $175. I said, I didn't tell you to retape them, and $175 is crazy when you charge $250 for an install. Right? So she ends up blocking my number, keeping my hair, and installing it on a whole nother girl. I gave her a full-blown story time, okay? She was on here popping it, talking shit, whatever. And for me, I was just like, bitch, that hair was $700 worth of hair. Literally, okay? Let me fast forward, though. Let's go back to the girl why it's a problem. Because I ended up beefing with this hairstylist, okay? This hairstylist was friends with this other girl that I was cool with. The girl, she ends up throwing a party, okay? So this girl throws a party. Tell me why the girl that ends up being at the party with the hairstylist that I was just beefing with the same weekend that all this unfolded. So the same weekend that I made it known that this girl stole my hair, that this girl did all this, and the hairstylist was online popping it. Now, the same girl that I was in Miami with dancing with that went to this party, a party full of ops, full of I hate gorgeous doll stands. She was there. So for me, what does that tell me? I was just dancing with this bitch a week ago, right? I separated myself, but didn't make it a negative thing. I just said, hey, I'm going to hang out with this dude. That's it. I didn't make it like it was this big issue. I didn't make it like it was beef and nothing. But she did. Because at the end of the day, you went and linked up with bitches that didn't like me. These girls were actively on Instagram popping it, talking shit about me. And you went and sat around all of them. It was a I hate gorgeous doll party. I swear to God, y'all. So for me, I was like, I'm happy I separated away from that girl. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy that I never told her about her smell. I'm sure somebody probably did. I hope one of them bitches that she was around did. But it's like, I ended up finding out that, oh, you was a hater the whole time. Because if you was my friend, right? And she didn't know this hairstylist from a can of paint. But when I started beefing with the hairstylist, she went and got her hair done by the same hairstylist and then was at a party with the girl the following weekend. Do you understand? Because I see a lot of y'all are like, you're not a real friend. You should have told her. Well, look at how the situation played out as a whole. If I would have told her in Miami, hey, boo, just trying to help you, but you kind of have a little smell. And then she would be sitting there in her head thinking like, oh, so she don't want to put me on to no money because she feel like I have a smell. And she might be delusional and be like, I don't have no motherfucking smell. You're a hater, da da da. And then set me up to potentially be robbed or something like that while in Miami sharing a room with her. Do y'all get it? Okay, cool. So anyways, that was the reason why I did not press the issue and tell her, oh, you got this smell or you got this or that, whatever, is because I had already had discernment and a couple of red flags in my heart that were like, Courtney, get away from this girl. And as soon as I got back to Atlanta and I saw her hanging out with the hairstylist that literally just stole my hair and installed it on somebody else's head the following week, I knew my discernment was real. I was right for getting the fuck away from that girl. I was right for not letting that girl make no money with me. I was right. You get what I'm saying? So when y'all are saying her like, oh, you should have been a real friend. You should have told her, da da da. Why be a real friend to somebody who wasn't a real friend to me? The bitch was only trying to be a real friend to me because she felt like she could make money with me. And as soon as I stopped letting her make money with me, what does she do? You went and linked up with the ops. So yeah. Period. But anyways, that was just me touching the subject of why I didn't tell her, hey, you have this smell. And I felt like this fixed her little issue for that weekend while she was with me, while I was able to let her use it. You get what I'm saying? Because, y'all, this shit smells so... It smells so good. I wonder how... I gotta find out the owner. I gotta find out what her name is. Y'all know... Can y'all find what her name is? She has... Last time that when I had met her, she had a pink Lamborghini. She had a Jamaican accent. Like, she kind of sounded like Nikki in a way. I can't remember her name, but find her for me. Because I want her, you know... I want her to know, like, girl, I still use your shit. And I'm so proud of you, you know? Like... just her hustle, you know, me seeing how she was hustling that day outside of that Jamaican restaurant, it really made me realize that if I wanted something, I gotta go for it. You know what I'm saying? If I need to be sitting outside of gyms and waiting for people, then I need to. But anyways, that was why I didn't tell the friend about her smell, her BBL smell. Okay, y'all, let me set this. I'll be right back to show y'all the face. Yeah, y'all, this is the final phase. And listen, I really want y'all find the girl who owns this. I just want her to know, like, I've been using this for years and I'm so proud of her from seeing her outside of that store. You know, like, I don't know exactly where she is today, but even for me to still have this and just remember the run-in I had with her, like, I know she got to be doing amazing. Let me use a little bit of it now, actually. Even though I'm not sweating, I'll still use it just because it smells so good. But anyways, yeah, the owner of Sweet Cookie Wash. I need you to find that for me and let me know because
BBL story time, about how I left the country and got a BBL when I was 21 without telling anybody except for my 16-year-old sister who came out to look after me. Start this story time by telling you that I do not agree with BBLs. I don't think that anyone should get them done. It's not worth your life. And at the time, we didn't really know how dangerous they were because it was quite new back then. I did all the research that a 21-year-old would do. I found my surgeon on this app called Real Self. Within like 4 weeks, had paid my deposit and like was getting ready to go to Spain to have this BBL. I paid my deposit, was checked my weight again, and then they said I think I needed to put on like 5 kg or something stupid before my surgery. My surgery was like 4 weeks away. Yeah, I ate the most and I literally just made it. I booked me and my sister some dusty apartment because I literally spent so much money on the actual BBLs. We flew out like the day before. I met my surgeon 10-15 minutes before I went down for my surgery and he was marking at my body. I was shaking, I was so scared. I'm really nervous. And then he was like, I do strippers' bodies all the time. They come back addictive like cocaine. Like he was swearing in the like consultation as he was marking my body up. And this just made me more anxious. Like this just made me think, what the fuck? Go into the theatre and they tell me to bend forward and then they give me an epidural. Now, I didn't know I was having an epidural. Obviously, it makes sense that you'd have an epidural, but no one explained it to me. They just started putting a needle in my spine. And obviously, epidurals you have to be really still for because if you move, like you can be paralyzed. I'm like, what's going on? But I didn't want to move because I thought in my head, what if this is an epidural? Then it's going to be bad. Epidural didn't actually hurt really. And then I was knocked out. Then I wake up from surgery and just feel so nauseous. I get really sick after anesthetic anyway, but I just felt really nauseous. Like try and drink, try and eat. They put food in front of me. A ham sandwich of all things. Like I don't eat meat anyway, but like a ham sandwich. So I threw up. I'll just drink water. So I'm drinking all this water and then I have this feeling that I need to wee, but I can't wee. Like the nurse was really nice, bless her. She got me up, she tried to help me wee, but I could not wee. Now I have to have a catheter put in. So I've got 2 drains, one on this bum, one on this bum, and a catheter. I thought, I'm never making it out of here. But as time went on, I started to feel a little bit better. It could have only been like maybe 2 days, but to me it had been weeks. I finally get my phone back and I messaged my sister and I'm like, I'm okay. And she's like, thank God, like I thought you died and stuff, which that's so scary. But like I couldn't even message her, so she probably was really scared. Then they let me go home. I get a lift back, like they had like this driver and he drove me back to the apartment where my sister was, and they've given me these antibiotics to take home. Obviously I'm out of it. My sister doesn't really know my medical history. If my mum was there, she would know. They've given me antibiotics that I'm allergic to. So every time I take these antibiotics, I throw them back up. Like my stomach cramps are so bad, I'm throwing up. So this went on for days and to the point where I was just too weak to even get up or even swallow them. And I got this thing basically called delirium. And I was so confused. I was dehydrated. I was really unwell. Then my 16-year-old sister ends up FaceTiming my older sister and showing her like what I look like. And I was just out of it. He was like, we need to tell mom, like this is really serious. And so they ended up telling my mom, who got like the next flight out to come and see me. My mom, when she walked through that door, she looked like an angel. She changed the bed sheets. She'd brought fresh food. She cooked. All I could say was, I'm so sorry. And she was just like, my mom is that person where she won't shout, but she would be disappointed. And it's so, we always say it's so much worse. And I'm sorry, mom, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. So then I had to get them 2 drains pulled out and they just pull them, like yank them. And it was so painful. Not sit for 6 weeks. You really don't know how much you need to sit down for until you're not allowed to sit down anymore. Get home and a girl messages me on Instagram and tells me that the doctor has been showing people pictures of my Instagram and my before pictures of me naked, so they know who it is. She messaged me and she told me. I was so embarrassed. And I won't go into all the botch stuff now, but like, I did email him pictures and he said that he would give me like a revision. It was never gonna happen. Like, now I know how bad it was to do it in the first place. And everyone's experience is different, so like, don't be too scared. Like, if you've already booked it, or you're definitely getting it done no matter what anyone says, yeah, your experience might be good. But to fix something that I just put in my jeans anyways, I wasn't gonna do it. Not worth it for me. When I woke up, I could wear the dresses that I wanted to wear, that I originally got it for, but the cutesy everyday stuff that I used to wear didn't look the same. And don't even get me started on the kind of guys that you attract. And then fashion trends changed, and looking like the letter P isn't bad anymore. So yeah, if you're gonna get BBL, don't do it because you saw a meme, and tell your family that you're doing it.
Okay, y'all, so I know y'all been waiting on this story time, and I'm so sorry, but like, I had a lot going on these past couple days, but I'm finally feeling better, and I can tell y'all what happened. So I want to just say that I do not hate Mia Aesthetics, y'all. Like, I don't hate the company. I had a pleasant experience with the company itself. I just really do not like my results. I'm not going to tell y'all who my doctor is because I want to give him a chance to redeem himself when I go for my 6-month post-op appointment March 15th. Now, I will tell y'all that I went to the Mia Aesthetics in Chicago, so do with that information as you please. But yeah, so I did not have a bad experience with the company. I paid my $500 deposit, and I chose to not make payments. I just paid my balance off once I got there for surgery. So anyway, long story short, my surgery was scheduled for September 20th of 2021. So we got there, me and my fiance got to Chicago September 19th of 2021. And the office called me and they were like, hey, your surgery is going to be scheduled for this time, but we need you at the office at this time. I don't really remember what time it was, so whatever. I got there and they had me fill out like a stack of paperwork, which was cool, you know what I'm saying? And then they were like, we need you to make your payment. So made my payment, no problem with that. About 10 minutes later, a nurse came and got me and brought me to the back. And she was like, we need you to give us a urine sample. We want to make sure you're not pregnant or anything like that. And then she took my height and my weight. Everything was cool. So then she was like, your doctor will be in here shortly. And, you could just relax until he get in here. Okay, so maybe about 5 to 10 minutes later, my doctor came in and he was like, he just started marking me up or whatever. I was super nervous, y'all, because I'm in a surgery group on Facebook specifically for him. And a lot of the girls that was in the surgery group was saying like he didn't have good bedside manners. He don't really talk to you. He come in and he just start marking you up. He don't ask to see your wish pics, or when you try to show him a wish pic, he don't want to see it. So I was super nervous. Even then, I didn't have that experience with him. Like, he came in, he was talking to me, he marked me up, this, that, and the third. But even then, I was still scared to show him my wish pics because some of the girls in the surgery group was like, you know what I'm saying? He don't want to see no wish pics. He gonna tell you straight up he don't want to see it. He do everybody the same. So I'm like, fuck that. I'm finna show him what I want to look like. Because if he fucked me up, it's my fault. Who do I have to blame other than me? Okay, so what I did was I took pictures off the Mia Aesthetics Chicago page, off his page specifically for him on Instagram, of his work, of pictures of the work that I liked that he did. I took screenshots of shapes that I liked that he did, and I took screenshots of asses that I like how he did or whatever. I showed them to him. I'm gonna have to make a part 2. So I showed him wish pics of his own work. So he did look at my wish pics, and he's like, I think he was more so flattered about the fact that I chose wish pics of his actual work. So he did take his time and look at them. The picture that I showed him of the shape, like how I wanted to be shaped out, he was like, I could definitely do that for you, but I want you to know that in this picture, she doesn't have lats. She specifically just have hips. And I know a lot of girls come in and they want that vixen shape. And I'm like, that's fine. Like, I don't want lats because, no offense to anybody that got lats, but some people look like wisdom teeth at the bottom. And I didn't want to be shaped like that. So I'm like, that's cool. I'm cool with just hips. And then I showed him a picture of
a butt that he did, and he was like, you know, that's the shape that I do, that I give everybody. He was like, you're a good candidate for it, so you know, I can give you basically what you want. I'm gonna snatch you up and give you what you want. So I'm like, okay, cool. So he like, you nervous at all? I'm like, I'm not scared about the surgery, but I'm nervous about being put to sleep. I've never been put to sleep before. So he was like, you'll be fine. Don't worry about any of that. So my nerves are at ease at this point because he done came in. He done reassured me that he can do what I want him to do. He made me feel comfortable. He was really nice. So I'm like, all right, cool. Shit finna go smooth. About 5 minutes later, he came in and he walked me back to the OR. The sweetest thing ever I felt like he did was when I laid on the table, you know, he put the mask over me to make me fall asleep. And all I remember is him praying over me. You know what I'm saying? I felt like that was the sweetest thing ever because he knew that I was nervous about having a surgery. Okay, so boom. I don't know how long I was in surgery for. I just know I was knocked the fuck out. And then I woke up shaking. Like, I was so cold. Which is probably normal because I see a lot of people, when I was doing my research, a lot of people said that that's how they woke up. Like, they were shaking really hard. So it seemed like as soon as I opened my eyes, like, the girls came in and was like, okay, it's time to get you up. Time to get you in a chair. Time to get you out of here. I'm looking around like, what the fuck? I just woke up. Like, I can't walk. I can't get up. They like, yes, you can. Get up, sis. Get up on all fours and we're going to help you in this wheelchair. So I got up, got in a wheelchair. They helped me get in the car and got me out of there. And me and my fiance drove back to the hotel. Got to the hotel. I took Tylenol and I went to sleep. I woke up maybe like 2 hours later and I was fine. Like, I was up on TikTok. Like, I was up on TikTok playing around and stuff. I was cool. But I wasn't able to like take my faja off or shower neither. Like, they don't let you shower until after your first post-op appointment. That's when you could take a shower. So I got to Mia Aesthetics the next day for my post-op appointment with him, and the nurse came in and she asked me to take off all my garments and stuff. Mind you, this is the first time that I'm able to actually see what I look like after surgery. I'm gonna have to make part 3. Okay, y'all, so this part 3, I'm gonna try to make this the last part, but part 3 of to the doctor that did my BBL. Okay, so long story short, this is the day after I had my surgery. I'm at my first post-op appointment and I'm taking all my garments off and stuff. This is my first time being able to see myself since I've had the surgery. I'm taking off my garments. I'm like, oh yeah, he snapped. He snapped on my shape. I'm looking at my shape, loving how he snatched my waist, my stomach flat. He understood the assignment. He did exactly what I needed him to do. He followed the wish pick like I asked him to on the front. Now, it seemed like as soon as I was about to turn around and look at my butt, the door opened. Before I could turn around and look at my butt all the way in the mirror, the first thing he said was, before you even look, I know you're going to see that little top part of your butt. Just know I did not put that there and it'll go down over time. So I'm like, okay. I turn around, I look in the mirror. It's like my back, like super snatched. My waist, my back, all of that snatched. No back fat, no none of that. Everything is snatched. Then it's like a lump of fat, a flat spot, and then ass. So I'm like, okay, I understand that it's like a lump of fat right here. And as you said, it will go down with my backboard and the fat has to adjust and drop. But I'm not understanding why there's a big flat area in the middle of my butt, because my butt wasn't shaped like this before I even had the surgery. He like, oh, well, just give it some time. You fresh off the table. You still have to fluff out. Come back when your 3-month post-op and we'll see where you at. Cool. Okay, I trust this judgment because, again, I researched the hell out of him. So let me just show y'all. This is a picture of me that I took on my birthday. Do y'all see that it's like a dent? And this is like a picture of me without a faja on. So that's like what my butt looks like without my faja on. Okay, y'all, so I'm trying to make this fast, but with my faja on, I have my faja on right now. This is how it looks. So I'm not complaining about like how he stuffed my butt or nothing like that because I feel like he did a great job. Long story short, I went to the 3-month post-op appointment. He told me I looked great and all of that, but I still didn't feel that way. So when I turned about 4.5 months post-op, I applied for a revision and it was denied. I expressed that I was not happy with that and that I needed him to look at my pictures that I sent in again and really say if he would be satisfied with people knowing that this was his work. Okay, so I'm literally about to make part 4, and that's gonna be the last part. Okay, so here is the 4th and final part of To the Doctor That Did My BBL, y'all, I swear. So when I turned 4.5 months post-op, I applied for the revision and it was denied. I expressed that I wasn't happy with, them denying my revision, and he needs to look at it again and ask himself, would he be happy with people knowing that this was his work? You know what I'm saying? So they ended up calling me back and they was like, okay, well, he said come in for a 6-month review and then y'all can discuss it then. So long story short, I go back for my 6-month post-op session March 15th, and I will let y'all know how that goes. But other than that, like, I'm satisfied. Like, I feel like he did good with my shape and all of that. And if only he didn't miss on that flat spot, which again, y'all can't really tell. Well, you can tell. But then again, it's not that noticeable with a faja on. But what the fuck am I going to do with the faja on in the summertime? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to let y'all know what the outcome is. So these are lats. These is pictures of girls that have hips and lats, actually. And it kind of give you that vixen action figure look. And you can see why I said it kind of make you look like a wisdom tooth at the bottom. Especially because I'm a little on a thicker side at the bottom, and I did not want to look like this. I mean, it looks nice, I guess, to each their own. But this is what you would look like if you get lats, and I didn't want that. So I'm about to show you what my wish pick was. This was my wish pick. This is somebody who probably didn't even have surgery, or maybe she did, I don't know. But she only has hips, and this is what I wanted, a natural shape. And this is what he gave me. He definitely snapped. So this is somebody that doesn't have lats and they just have hips. So this is the email that they sent me for the revision. No, it's not free. The cost of the revision is $1,500, and the amount is solely to cover operating room fees and anesthesia costs. I'm gonna probably end up paying more because I think I want chin lipo too. So I'm gonna probably be paying about $2,000-ish for my revision and chin lipo. I keep seeing this comment, and so I never said that I was seeing negative reviews about his work. I was seeing some negative reviews here and there about his bedside manners. And like I said in the video, everybody's experience is different. His vibes may have been off with whoever was complaining about his bedside manners. Or maybe they were having a bad day, or they just weren't clicking, or whatever the case may have been. I researched the hell out of my doctor, and I was satisfied with the results that I was seeing other people get. Nah, if I would have knew he wasn't gonna do his absolute fucking best on me, of course I wouldn't have went to him. If he would have had a bunch of shitty reviews, oh, I don't like this, I don't like that. Like, the initial doctor that I was supposed to go to was Dr. Boker at Mia Aesthetics in Miami. And he had so many bad reviews. The surgery group that I was in, everybody was saying they had uneven hips and they was applying for revisions, uneven lipo, this, that, and the third. So I canceled. And that's how I ended up going to the Mia Aesthetics in Chicago with the doctor that I chose. Now, if I would have seen he had a bunch of negative reviews like that too, of course I wouldn't have went. It had nothing to do with his work. It was about his bedside etiquette. And again, I did not have that issue with him. His bedside manners were great with me. So everybody experience is different. You know, I love how respectful you were with your question. So I'm going to answer it because a lot of y'all in them comments need to take notes. Like, y'all gotta chill. But a lot of people assume that people get cosmetic surgery because they hate themselves, they're not happy with their life or whatever the case may be. But for whatever reason, I don't know, y'all gotta stop assuming. But that was not me. Like, I got cosmetic surgery honestly because it was something that I've always wanted to do. I actually had an appointment to get it done in Miami back in 2013, but I just did not have the courage to do it back then, and I was only 18. So I ended up canceling my appointment, and I knew I wanted kids and stuff eventually too. The reason that I actually got it done this time is because after I had my son, if you have kids, like, kids will alter your body in the craziest ways. And I was the heaviest I had ever been. And dieting and working out alone just was not working for me. It wasn't hitting the target areas that I wanted to hit. And of course, I didn't have a butt. Like, I never had a butt, and it was just something that I wanted to fix for myself. So in all, I actually got the cosmetic surgery for myself because I felt like it was something that would make me happy, something that would boost my confidence because I was already confident. You couldn't tell me that I was ugly. It's not like I was ugly without a shape. I was a bad bitch without a shape. And so I just wanted to enhance what I already had. So that's why I ended up getting it. My son he jacked me up. Hey girl, so I had to write this down because I ended up needing other stuff and I had to add on stuff as well. But his baseline for his surgery at the time was 5,000. Then I ended up adding three post-op massages from Mia, and that was 150. So that brought the total to 5,150. Then when it came time for my blood work to get done, my hemoglobin was low, so they made me purchase a cell saver even though I didn't need it. The cell saver was 500, and you don't get that money back whether they use the cell saver or not. So that brought the total to 5,650. Then when I got there, I ended up purchasing CBD gummies. Those were $20. So that brought the total to 5,670. I purchased one of their robes as well. So that brought me to 5,740. And then what they don't tell you is you have to have a stage 1 faja, of course, but you can bring your own or you can purchase one from them. I ended up having to purchase their stage 1, and that was 150, and that brought my total altogether to 5,890. Now, the 5,890 does not include my hotel, which I paid $1,000 for the 5 days that I stayed, and my fiance and I drove. So that does not include us having to pay for hotel and gas and food. So the surgery and the little accessories that I purchased alongside of the surgery altogether, again, was about 5,890. So for my followers that are new here, this is the video that she's asking for results for, and here's mine. Okay, so these are my results, and I booked a package of 8 of the butt suction. I think on the site they call it the non-surgical Brazilian butt lift. I'm not sure the technical name for it, but that is this what the center that I'm going to call it. I would say it's working for me. I definitely could tell a difference in before I was getting them done up until now. Again, I booked the package of 8. I'm on session number 2. I just went this Sunday, yesterday, and then I'm going again this Sunday. I'm probably going to vlog it the next time that I go. The nurse that's doing mine, she also kind of let me know, I need to drink protein shakes and start doing butt lifting exercises. And she also do wood therapy in between the suction. So before she put the suction cups on my butt, she did some wood therapy. Then she put the suction cups on for an hour. Then took them off and did some more wood therapy, and that completed our session. So I'm gonna keep going because I feel like it's definitely working for me. I wish I could just get naked and just show y'all what my butt looking like, but my man ain't gonna play that. He'll fall out if he get on TikTok and see my whole ass out. But I can see a difference. So I would say if you want to get it, get it. I don't know if it's because I'm in the fluffing stage of my post-op recovery that it's working for me. But I know a lot of ladies were in the comments saying, it's only a temporary fix. It's not going to last long. It's lasting for me. It's working for me. So what may work for me may not work for somebody else. What work for somebody else may not work for me. But this is particularly working for me. Now, I did also see somebody ask, am I still going back for my revision? Yes, I'm still going. So I think I'm gonna vlog the next session that I go when I go back this Sunday. I'm gonna vlog the next time so that y'all can see. So if you have any questions that you want me to ask the nurse, drop them in the comments and I can definitely ask and get answers for y'all.
It's been like 3 months since my surgery. And I keep getting the question of, where did you go, Chanel? Where did you go? Where did you go? I don't ever mention where I went because I had a slight deal with them of, if they gave me a few perks, then I can do some really good promo for them because I have like 250,000 followers. But sis, there was no way on earth I would send a dog to that place. Not even a dog. I wouldn't send a cockroach to that place. The first red flag was when they told me all the other influencers they've worked with, and I never seen any actual promo from those influencers that had the same deal I had. I'm like, I'm scrolling on their pages, and I'm like, I don't see any promo from what y'all said y'all want me to do from these people. It's like number one. It's not, luckily my body looks good. Fortunately, my tummy tuck is trash. I mean, it's fixable, and it's something I will get fixed eventually. I'm not even worried about it right now. But the main problems I had at this place was the perks. They were non-existent. Like, some of the perks were, get your eyelashes done, you get your teeth whitened, you get your hair done, just because you're a part of, and it's all within the same place. There was no one available to do hair, lashes, and the little teeth whitening thing. I want to insert a picture. I will do it later. It was some shit off Amazon, like some like not actual teeth whitening. I've got my teeth whitened before, and I know how it is, and it was not that. The person that was the beautician that was supposed to be there was never there. So one of the owner's daughters just did it. It was like, oh yeah, I'm licensed. So she got up from her desk and went and did my hair. And in my mind, I'm just like, this cannot be real. And that's just before surgery. This is before surgery. But the main thing was, after I had my tummy tuck, I ran into a major complication. And I think it was just from the pain of it. And I went to I had to go from the recovery house to the hospital. That was the first major thing that I was like, no, fuck this. I had to go to the hospital. The hospital was right next door to that office. Not one person from that office came in there, called me, nothing. I literally had to reach out and beg them, like, help me, I don't know what to do. Like, it was ridiculous. Part 2 of my BBL horror story, and why I have not mentioned where I got my BBL at all. And I skipped the part from part 1. Okay, so I went straight to the tummy tuck. Before I got surgery, they were, I don't know if all places are like this, but since they knew I was an influencer and I was documenting everything, in my mind, I'm like, okay, they're gonna treat me right, everything's gonna be great. They're gonna, bitch, no. Okay, so I get the surgery and I wake up. This was the first, I wake up, you know, you're kind of out of it, you know, and the lady walks up to me. She didn't introduce herself, nothing. She opened my legs and started pulling my catheter out. And I'm like, hold on, wait, you know, trying to figure out what the hell is going on. I'm just waking up. She has a whole attitude yanking a catheter out of my hoo-ha. So when she snatches it out, immediately, I guess I pee or it released out of the tube. I'm not sure what happened, but I felt it all go up my whole back and onto my legs and my incision, and it was burning. And I'm like, wait, I just peed on myself. This lady had the nerve to look in my face and tell me, oh, it's just fluid from your BBL. I'm like, I only got lipo in the bottom of my back. And I know what piss feel like, and I know what it smell like, so don't lie to me. After that, after she yanked me out the bed and threw me in the wheelchair and rolling me out, she's telling me, this is your breathing tube. Because, you know, if you have the little thing in your throat, you have to do the little breathing machine to keep you from getting pneumonia. She's showing me as we're walking outside, drops it on the ground in my face. It is not the fact that she dropped it. It's because I was out of it, but I ain't slow, I ain't stupid, I ain't dumb. That's one thing I ain't never been. She picks it up off the ground. I'm like, can I have another one? You just dropped it on the ground. This lady looked at me in my face and told me, if I caught it before it hit the ground. So, and I'm out of it, but I straight up, since I'm high as a kite, y'all, finna get in the transportation, finna leave. And I look at her, it was another lady. I'm like, y'all don't give a fuck about me. That's exactly what I have it on video. I'll show y'all the video. Y'all don't give a fuck about me. It was clear. So once I ran into the issue at the recovery house, I couldn't catch my breath because I was in so much pain. And the recovery house was great, and the recovery nurse was awesome. But she took me to the hospital, and not paying attention to where we going, I didn't realize it was right next door to the actual place where I got surgery at. So I'm texting them, letting them know, look, I don't know what to do. I'm hurting. What should I do? Blah, 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 blah. Crickets. Eventually they kind of respond. Come to find out is they're literally right next door to each other, and nobody from that place, after me being an influencer and them wanting me to promote for them, nobody came to see about me. That tripped me out. I was in there for 3 days. 3 days. Missed my post-op appointment and everything, in there for 3 days. Part 3. Part 3 of my BBL horror story. If you didn't hear the first 2 parts, go back and listen to them. It's part 3. So after I finally get out the hospital, I was able to go back to the office, which was right next door, and I didn't know it. In my mind, I'm like, how the fuck I've been in this place for 3 days, and not one of these people came and checked on the influencer that they asked to do promo for them. Just blew my fucking mind. But I was like, you know what, maybe they're busy. I gave them the benefit of the doubt. I get there, I'm like, okay, I need to do my post-op appointment in a wheelchair, in a hospital gown, can't move, can barely breathe, in pain. So I'm sitting out, you gotta get buzzed in. So I'm sitting outside in the heat for like 20 minutes before they buzz me in. Finally get buzzed in, and they take me to the front desk, and I'm like, okay, I need to do my post-op. A whole different doctor that didn't even do my surgery did my post-op and told me I got a mini tummy tuck. No, I got a full-blown pull skin open, sew abs together, pull skin back down, tummy tuck, okay? A mini tummy tuck is just when they pull the extra skin down and pull it off. I'm like, no, I got a full tummy tuck. He's, oh, well, I don't know. And I'm like, how the hell are you? So what did I? And my question was, where exactly did I get lipo? I had to go somewhere else, to a doctor in Houston, to find out exactly what was done to my body. No one could tell me exactly where I got lipo, ever. Only thing I knew is that they told me they didn't put anything on my actual booty so I could sit down. But I never knew where I got lipo. I never knew where fat was injected. I never knew where it was taken from, because at your post-op, you're supposed to find that out. That never happened for me. I never found out what happened to my body because I never had a post-op appointment with my actual surgeon. But in my head, I'm still trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, because I'm like, there's no way y'all are asking me to promo for y'all. And this is the best y'all can do for somebody who's actually supposed to go out and tell people about their experience? What the hell? But rewind. Before I got there, I was talking with the girl, like the coordinator and shit. And she was telling me, don't worry about anything. We have everything under control. Your recovery stay is going to be covered. And y'all, I'm not entitled at all. And I asked her, I'm like, look, if there's something I need to pay for, tell me so I can tell my man now. We can get it all figured out before I go out there, because I don't want no problems. I don't want no issues. Don't be stressed about nothing while I'm trying to recover. No, we got you. Everything's going to be covered. All I did was pay for my surgery. I didn't have to pay for recovery nurses, which I'm completely thankful for. And I will shout, I'm going to do I have a whole footage of what happened at that recovery house. I just haven't felt well to post it because what happened to me at that shitty ass dog pound, okay? Running out of time, go to part 4. Let me tell you what these bitches did, dog. So, like I was telling y'all, before I went, I wanted to have every single duck in the row. Number 1, they were so disorganized and uncoordinated and just all over the fucking place, y'all. But I was still trying to give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, they're new. I looked up the surgeon. He himself personally has great reviews. So I was like, okay, you know, I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt, because of course I did some research on the surgeon himself. He hasn't been there for long. And I asked the girl, I'm like, look, what do I need? You know, I paid, you know, everything for my surgery. Everything was taken care of. And I'm like, okay, what about recovery house and stay? Everything is covered. I'm like, okay, well, if I only got this many hours in the recovery house, what about after something happens? Everything is covered. We got you. We got you, Chanel. And I'm like, all right, let's do it. It sounds beautiful. Sold me a dream, baby. A dream. So I get surgery, and we end up in a recovery house for maybe 2 days. I was in the hospital for 3, and my surgery sister was in the recovery house. So it was like a total of 5 days, but I was only there like 2 because of the hospital stay. Then we had to go to a hotel, and I was like, okay, you know, what hotel are we going to? Don't worry about it. We got to cover it. Nice hotel, whatever, whatnot. Get to the, so I go to the mall. That's what happened. I went to the mall, do a little shopping. I was feeling okay, wanted to walk around. Get back to my hotel room, I'm locked out. And I'm like, why can't I get in my hotel room? The lady look at me in my face and tell me, well, you have an outstanding balance of $1,800. like I said, I'm not an entitled person. I would have never expected anybody to pay for my hotel room. But the fact that you I got text messages to prove it. I got you, we got you, don't worry about it, da 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 da. And I'm telling the lady at the hotel, I'm like, no, just call. I'm, dealing with this business, just call them. I'm pretty sure it's a mistake, da 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 da. And the lady is super nice. She lets me back in my room, and then she comes up to my room and was like, ma'am, they told me verbatim that they're not going to cover it. And I'm like, and these people want me to do promo for them? It was tripping me out. I'm like, why the hell? The main is more to it, but the main reason why I never mentioned their name, because any publicity is good publicity, even if it's bad. So I can trash, and I'm not going to trash them. I'm just telling y'all about my experience. But they could always take the publicity they get off of me talking about my bad experience and turn it. They can flip the story some kind of way and make it wonderful to where they still get the publicity that they were looking for from me. And I just refuse, y'all. I can't. Eventually I might speak on the place that I went, but I promise you don't want to go there. But just go to the next part. When I tell you the 20 days I was in Florida, I think it was about 20 days, I had to be in that office every single day because of an issue. I never got a post-op massage, even though they promised, I think 10 free sessions of a massage. Never got one. And the one that my surgery sister got, the girl was literally, while she was rubbing her, saying, the girl just taught me how to do this. The one that was, and I was just like, and my surgery sister went through hell out there. She did. Now, she looks amazing. She snatched from guys, but I felt bad because I'm like, damn, I brought this woman out here and y'all suck. Luckily, the surgeon was experienced and he did a good job for the most part. But I had so many issues out there, y'all. I had issues when I was in the hospital for 3 days, my ID got lost, my debit card was lost, and my medicine was lost because it was all in the recovery house. Get to the recovery house, I don't have no medicine, no nothing, and I'm still in hell's amount of pain. So I called them. I'm like, hey, look, something happened with my meds. They're giving me the runaround. And then they sent me to talk. It was just too much. And when I had to walk up to the surgeon myself and say, hey, look, I'm having an issue with my prescription. That man pulled a pad out of his pocket and wrote me a prescription and just handed it to me. It's like he know they just incompetent as hell. So now, y'all, it's just a part of what I went through. Just a little bit. And that $1,800 bill from the hotel, I don't know if I mentioned it, but I had to turn around and pay that because they told me their higher-ups wouldn't let them anymore. When initially they told me they would cover all of the extras. So it was just like, and I don't want to sound entitled. It's not that I'm entitled and I feel like they have to do this. But if you tell me, if we make a deal, follow through with your end of the deal. If you say, you know what, Chanel, when you come here, if you do promo for us, we're going to give you this Airbnb, we're going to give you transportation, you're going to be able to go to the lounge that we have and get all your stuff put together and da-da-da-da-da. You're selling me a dream. That's what you're doing. And so I'm like, oh, okay, shit, let's do it. This will be fun. I can document everything. Even if you just get 2 clients from me, that's way more money than what you spent on me. So, but no. After I got my surgery, and I told them they saw me with my phone recording everything. They didn't give a damn about Chanel no more at all. And it was another young lady that I talked to after she got her surgery, and they did the same thing to her. And I'm like, okay, so y'all one of these people that get the money and be like, So, I just don't want to. That's why I never brought them up. Any publicity is good publicity, and they can take what I'm saying and twist it and make it great for themselves, and I refuse, so. Okay, so I'm going to try to sum it up in this one. The reason why y'all never hear me say where I went, because I don't want to give them any publicity. Bad, good, none. I don't want anybody to say I came here because of Chanel. Ever. Because it's so easy to take my story and twist it and still gain the publicity from it. So I just was like, I refused to send one cockroach to that place. You hear what I'm telling you? It was like I wish I would have just went to Mia Aesthetics, like the little BBL factories, because I feel like I would have so much of a better experience. I look good, so it wasn't, But if the surgeon would go to another place, which he probably will, he probably won't stay in their place long. That place was like, and I don't want to say it because the owners are black, and it just hurts my heart to say it was run so ghetto. Like, I felt like I was in a project. And I don't ever want to say that about my people, but like, no, they need to take their kids out of it and their kids' friends out of it. Because the way it's being run is like, no, put more professional people. Because the way y'all are doing it, especially with the influencers, no. But that's why I ain't mention it. But I will say, if you're gonna go to a place, really research not only the doctor, but look at the reviews of the place. Even if you see some great, you see some bodies they done and they done tag the person, reach out to that person and ask them, how was your experience there? Did you like it? Before you book with a surgery center, because after the surgery is important, but that's only a couple hours. You still have to deal with that place the whole time. And it's a lot of women that's reached out to me that's went to the place that's nowhere I went to. Not because of I sent them there, but just because they want to see how my experience was. That said, after I got my surgery, nobody gave a shit about me anymore. And I was like, yep, same for me. And I was supposed to be an influencer. So I could only imagine what these other women went through. Because I feel like they were trying to be attentive for me. And I was basically thrown in the trash also. So for somebody who's just not giving them any promo or nothing and just giving them their money, no, ma'am. So I'm still not gonna say their name. I'm sorry, y'all. I love y'all, but you're gonna have I will say, do your research. Not only the surgeon, but the place. Reach out to people and see how did they like the experience at the place. And if they didn't, don't go, or you will be sad. You will be hurt, and it will be a traumatic experience, and it won't be fun. So, love y'all, and that sums most of it up.
When are y'all going to admit that the BBL girlies really be minding their business and people just be coming for them unprovoked? When are y'all going to admit that? Because it needs to be talked about. And I'm finna talk about it while I eat my foods. I got some fish and fries. But yeah, it needs to be talked about because I'm sick and tired. The BBL girlies be minding their business. They be on the internet posting in their cute BBL fashion. Yeah, they be posted in their cute BBL fashion wear. Minding their business, honey. But here comes women and men unprovoked with their think pieces and dissertations about BBL girls and how they did it for male attention and they're insecure, and they be out in public snapping pictures of people's behinds. Like, it's gotta stop. It's wrong on so many levels. And the thing about it is, okay, they be calling themselves natural, which me personally, that's another topic. They be like the natural girls. Well, why do y'all say that? Because to me, I have always thought of a natural woman as a woman who probably has like an afro. She doesn't wear makeup. She doesn't wear lashes. She doesn't do any of those things. And I always considered those to be natural women. But now people are calling themselves natural just because they don't have surgery. But then you look at their profile and they got on wigs and big false eyelashes, long nails. Like, you're not natural. You just didn't get surgery. Anyway, saying that to say, you could be a woman who did not get surgery and you could still be insecure, because it's always like, oh, you got surgery, you insecure, you don't love yourself. That's so farthest from the truth. Like, who is telling y'all that? A lot of times people look at getting surgery as enhancements. It's no different from your teeth. If you have crooked teeth, God gave you those crooked teeth. But don't nobody want crooked teeth. So they go get braces and they make their teeth straight. Okay? If you have a big stomach and a flat booty, it's not desirable to the eye. It don't matter if you're a man or a woman. When you look at it, it looks like you have a bad built body. So people be like, okay, well, let me go get surgery. I'm just get some lipo, and maybe they can round my bottom out a little bit. But people be going into these whole podcasts about why women go and get surgery and this, then third. Do y'all break this stuff down to people who go get braces? Because it's the same concept. And it's like people can't add it up. It's the same concept. You don't like something about yourself, so you go fix it. And that's just what it is. And then you move on with your life. And not always does it turn out the best, because there are some bad surgery bodies. Sometimes you don't look good. Sometimes surgeons make mistakes. But people don't have to get bullied for that. But I mean, they're going to. It is what it is. But it's just the judgment. Like, people really are judgmental. And it just annoys me so bad. But what really bothers me the most about it all is really just the BBL. It's never any other type of surgery. It's never tummy tuck. It's never, you can go get your teeth fixed. Nobody cares. Now, people are really starting to talk about the veneers. But again, it doesn't matter. Braces, veneers, whatever. You weren't born that way. You weren't born with the weave that you got in your head. But you go and you put weave in your hair. But it's only a problem when it's a BBL. And it's like, y'all think just because somebody go get a BBL that it's just going to look perfect. Nobody looks like nothing on social media. Social media is filled with filters and all that types of stuff. So I don't care if you got surgery or not. You're not gonna 9 times out of 10 look exactly how you look online. Sometimes, but not all the time. So yeah, everything looks better online. Duh. That's a given. But it really be bullying. It really be bullying. They really be BBL bullying. They really do. Every day when I get on the internet, I see something about a BBL. And the crazy thing about it is, people don't even realize, like, when black women do something, it's always a problem. But the BBLs, they're not just gotten by black women. I mean, it's so many different women, different classes. It's not just black baddie aesthetic type women that get BBLs. Like, lots of people get it. People get it who are professional. They doctors, they lawyers, they're nurses. Yeah, some people get it, they strippers or whatever, escorts. And some regular girls from the neighborhood, they got them too. Like, it is what it is. If that's what the women wanted to do, that's what they wanted to do. Why do y'all care? And y'all really care, like, y'all go out y'all's way. And to me personally, from what I conclude from all this, it's jealousy. Everybody has always I guess fetishized the girl with the big butt. And let's just be real, that body shape is rare. Number one, that's not a body shape that everybody walks around with. Even black women, I don't know why they try to sell that, like, as black women we have big butts. No, we don't. We do, but it's not every black girl. When I was in high school, you probably had one black girl that had that big booty, and sometimes it's a white girl that got it. Sometimes the white girls that had a big booty, and it was always just one girl though. It was always one girl, like, oh, the girl with the big butt. No, it wasn't a lot of people walking around with that body shape. Okay, so in the music, oh my God, look at her butt. Like, everybody wants a big butt. Like, girl, I think my butt getting big. Everybody want a big butt, okay? That's always been a thing. So when people actually start getting it, I just feel like people just start hating. A lot of stuff just be fueled by hate, and it don't even be that serious. Like, let people do what the fuck they want to do with their body. And if you don't like it, don't like it. Don't do it. Don't go get it done. People be in the comments like, I'd never date a girl with a BBL. The whole time, a girl with a BBL would never date you. Like, it's just too much. Like, nobody be caring. I mean, y'all just do too much. Y'all do too much. And it's the thing that I'm calling out is not a genuine concern. It's literally just hate. Y'all just some haters. And I would like for more people to start acknowledging that. Okay? Let's start acknowledging BBL hate. It's okay to have an opinion. That's okay. But it's a strong line between opinion and hatred. And let's just start acknowledging it. And it's almost as if they start like generalizing the girls that got BBL. Like, it might be one girl that got a BBL that might be out here knocking down all the men, letting all the men knock her down rather. And then it might be one girl over here that got a BBL who literally just work at Target and go home and never comes out the house. Like, they're not all the same type of women. So when I be seeing these podcasts like, oh, the BBL girls, do the men want the BBL girls or do they want the natural girls? Like, men cheat. It doesn't matter what you are. It don't matter if you a natural girl or a BBL girl. A man gonna be a man. Why is this a topic? Like, what? I really be cringing. And then it's never the girls with BBLs talking. They're just always the topic. Where do the BBL girls be at? Why don't y'all be on these podcasts standing up for the girls with BBLs? Because they just be talking and they just be running their mouth. And I'm like, bruh, this is weird. It's really weird. Like, the projections, just the judgments that they throw at these girls, it's just ridiculous. Like, these are just, no matter whether you got a BBL or not, you can't judge anybody to say what type of woman they are. It's just like having a tattoo. You can't look at nobody and say, oh, they got a tattoo, they're this, they're that. No, you can't judge somebody because they got a tattoo. You can't judge somebody because they got a BBL. And that's really what it be giving. It be giving, y'all be passing judgment on people based off of something that they did, that they probably, if they could go back and do it again, they probably wouldn't even do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes people do stuff in their 20s, you know, they want that aesthetic, and now, you know, it's just like, get over it. Let people do what they want to do.
Get ready with me while I tell you about my horrific BBL story. So I've had 2 BBLs. For my first BBL, I did not have much money. I hadn't been doing OF for very long, and I had been hearing about these girls going to Turkey and getting them done for like half the price. So that's what I did. I found a clinic. They were easy to talk to and had good reviews. Like, the reviews were all excellent, which looking back is probably a red flag. And they were like one of those package deal places. Surgery, accommodation for 2 weeks was like all included in the price. So I arrived to the place and like their driver picks me up. We go to the hospital to meet the surgeon and the surgeon's not there. Searching for this guy for like an hour, and then so we end up going to the clinic and see if he's there. He's not there. It's a whole mess. And keep in mind that there's like a language barrier. The guy can barely speak English. So I really don't know what's going on. After like 4 hours, we find this guy. We start talking about what I want, like what my goals are. He immediately shuts me down and says like, I don't have enough fat for the surgery. I gained like 10 kilos for their surgery. I know that I had enough fat. It was almost like he was setting me up for low expectations early on so I didn't get disappointed. Anyway, surgery day comes along, like in the operating room. I kid you not, it was like everyone's worst nightmare. I was on the operating table getting surgery and I could literally feel everything. Basically, when you get lipo done for a BBL, they have this rod and they like stick it in you and it sucks out all the fat. I could literally feel that sucking the fat out of me. It was like this burning, the most excruciating pain I've felt ever. And I was paralyzed. I could not move. All I could feel is the like tears streaming down my face. Obviously it didn't give me enough sedation because I felt everything and then I remembered everything after. I could literally hear them like gossiping while they were doing surgery on me. I must have passed out like from the pain or something, because the next thing I remember is waking up and knowing that something was not right. Woke up freezing cold, like my body was literally vibrating. I know theater rooms are cold, but I have had a few surgeries and I've never woken up like that. My body was not coping. I was projectile vomiting everywhere. I woke up lying on my butt, which like when you get a BBL, you're not meant to put any pressure on it for 6 weeks. Otherwise the fat cells will die. I was trying to tell the nurses, but they were like, no, it's fine. Like, this is how we do it. I was just stressing out thinking I've just paid all this money and now I'm getting ruined by sitting on my butt. So I always completely forget about this part because of just the trauma of the whole thing. But as I was getting discharged, a male nurse literally groped me
while he's trying to dress me. This is like the next day after surgery, so I am like out of it. Luckily, like a female nurse walks in and he stops. And he had to escort me to my car, and he literally did it again in the elevator. I completely blocked this out of my memory until like 3 months after the surgery. Get to the hotel, and the next day you have to do like these lymphatic massages. I go to take my garments off, like you have to wear these compression garments. I go to take them off, and like my body literally looks the same. Like I still have my hip dips, I still had the fat. They just keep telling me like, oh, it's a swelling and you won't see the result until like blah blah blah. And I was kind of thinking to myself like, maybe they're right, you know, like I am not the expert. So I fly home literally first class because I don't want to lie on my butt. Even after the surgeon told me I could, I still didn't because I didn't want to affect my results. I was eating right. I was doing everything perfect. Within 2 months, like the fat that was transferred had gone. I later find out from my next surgeon, like if the fat isn't purified properly when it's taken out, it will die. So I see my next surgeon about a year later for a second BBL. And he told me that they had just taken chunks out of my back. Like it was so uneven. He could not believe that I woke up lying on my butt. I meant to wake up face down after the surgery. A lot of clinics from Turkey actually steal his photos. But I love my results now. Shout out to Kim. So please don't ever go to Turkey and get a BBL. I don't care how good the clinic looks, it's just not worth it. I'm actually thinking about making my hair darker tomorrow. What do you think?
BBL gone wrong.
She went to DR, and of course, listen, your friends, they don't listen to you. They don't want to hear nothing you gotta say. I'm a friend, I respect you, do what you do. But just be careful. Go to a good doctor. She failed to do that. She went to a doctor that she seen a girl post about this doctor on, of course, IG. One thing about IG that you have to know is these girls get paid to promote these doctors. Whatever amount you pay towards that doctor is being cash apped to the same girl that's like, oh yeah, say my name, say I sent you. Yeah, they're getting a cut. She goes to DR, right? She gets the surgery done. She had lipo and she had a tummy tuck, and then she has a physical, right? But since then she was complaining. She was complaining of just body aches, headaches, you know, just feeling really heavy all the time. So she went to the doctor, and the doctor tells her, hey, we just got your blood results. Why is your kidney count low? So then the doctor says, have you had any surgeries? Have you had any surgeries in the last year? Yes, I've had tummy tuck, I've had BBL, all of these things. So she has a CAT scan done, and during a CAT scan it shows up she only has one kidney. So down in DR, this botch organ selling doctor took one of her kidneys. She thought she was getting the steal of her life. She was like, $3,500 for all that? Yes, sign me up. Little did she know that the doctor was actually selling her kidney. I don't know how much kidneys go on the black market, but I know it's way more than $3,500. Now she's trying to contact this doctor. Now she's trying to find out, okay, where is this doctor? This doctor disappeared, guys. Disappeared. The girl that was on freaking IG, come to find out, that girl was not even real. That girl was not even a real person. That girl was a botch account, fake ass account, and that account was actually taken down. It was shown that this girl that was like, oh yeah, my body this, and look at this doctor did this type of a job on me. All those pictures were taken off of Google. Those were Google stole pictures. So that wasn't even a real person, okay? So now my friend is pretty much like, oh my God, I can't find a doctor. I don't know exactly what the hell I'm gonna do. And now she has one kidney. Now she has one kidney, and she's going through a whole bunch of freaking crap. Now she has to take medication. Now she has to do all these things. And now she really has to protect her one kidney because that's all she has. The moral of this true story is please just don't get a BBL.
Can you explain why some BBL girls go through depression right after surgery? What exactly are they depressed about? Baby, a number of things. Number one, some girls don't get the results that they are expecting. Some people think that they're going to have like this amazing body, like fresh out the table. And some people I'm not going to say they spent their last, but some girls really put a lot of thought into this surgery, right? They saved for years. They worked 2-3 jobs to save up. They planned. They purchased all this additional stuff. They booked their aftercare. And when they don't get the results that they were looking for, I mean, they're disappointed. 2, that's number 1. 2, I think the second thing is probably going to be the disappointment in your friends and family that you thought was going to step up for you during that time and didn't. The friends that you lose, the people who talk trash about you because you went and got your body done, the boyfriend who now cannot stand you and think you, he talking big junk, like, oh, you think you something now because you don't even got your body done. Baby, it's a lot. And sometimes, like, just having to constantly sleep on your stomach, having to really think about what you're eating and watching what you eat and trying to still live a normal life because you still got kids, you still got to go to work, you got to drag this BBL pill around, or you got to get up an hour early just to get into your faja every day. Now your faja is too big, so now you need a new faja. Now you got to get online, spend more money. Like, baby, it's a lot. And don't let nobody tell you nothing different.
What in your right mind makes you think it was okay for you to get a BBL at the age of 50? When you didn't have a fat ass your whole life, and now you just decide, fuck it, I want one now. At that big age that I'm at 50 years old as a woman. And you want to know what made me think about this shit? Like, it wasn't a random thought. I literally seen Vivica A. Fox walking around at some event, smiling, giggling, shaking hands with folks, and she accomplished a lot in her career, congrats to her, a very accomplished black woman. But you see men of high status, the men that she's attracted to, they don't give a fuck about that. And that's what we've been trying to tell you. That's why she's been having such a hard time in her life, and she fucked it up when she was supposed to live her soft girl era with 50 Cent, and now she still regret that shit to this day, talking about that shit in every interview, to the point where she thinking her high age, and status that she's at, not being able to settle for an average man more than likely that makes less than 100K. I'm pretty sure she fits in that category. That getting a BBL would attract these men to you at 50. Like, leave that shit to the young girls. And they don't even need to be doing that shit, to be honest. That's a whole nother conversation. We'll speak about that in other content. Like, we already spoke about that. But at 50 years old, a BBL? As if you don't have already enough health risks at being that age, you go and risk that. Like, people in this world is crazy. Y'all keep following what these celebrities doing, and y'all gonna lose y'all fucking mind. Mark my fucking.
So we all know about a girl who got the BBL and got it removed because it smelled so bad. And we also know about the girls in her comments who are like, it must have been the way you was washing. It had to be something you was doing because BBLs don't smell. I think the girls are so adamant on saying that it's just her BBL and that's not the truth about BBLs is because when you get a BBL, or the girls who get BBLs, they want to be a notch above an average woman, right? But if your hygiene is poor, then it doesn't matter. And now that this woman who had a BBL is, I guess, blowing a whistle that hers had a smell, it opens up the conversation that all women with BBLs may have a smell. So now anytime it smells funny in a room and a girl with a BBL is in said room, they're going to be looking at her. So I feel like they're trying to hurry up and dismantle that narrative because they can't be above anymore. They can't be at the top of the hierarchy anymore because their hygiene may not be correct. And it could be true that it could have just been that one girl, but from the way they're responding, it may not be just that one girl. And imagine you spent all that money just to go back to being at the bottom of the barrel because it's assumed that you have poor hygiene. That's why I think they're fighting the narrative so hard.
Okay, besties, we need the conversation about the BBL smell. I have a story for y'all. I don't have a BBL, obviously. What the hell? I have an aunt. When I was a kid, and we were living in Miami at the time. I'm eating Chinese food. And my aunt, she's Jamaican. She had a huge a huge butt. It was gigantic. I'm talking about ass so fat you could sit on it. I'm talking about, I used to be on her back sitting, riding. Girl, I used to be on that thing. It was so fun. Anyway, her and my mom used to go out to the club and whatnot. And so one time she was taking how long to get ready. And so my mom called her. She was like, girl, where the hell are you? Like, we need to leave in 30 minutes. It's been like, we've been getting ready for 3 hours. She was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I just got in the shower. My mom was like, you just got in the shower? What do you mean? She was like, yeah, because I had to take a bath before. And my mom was like, what? She was like, I had to take a bath before my shower. I have to soak my ass for an hour and 30 minutes. She was like, we're going to be in the club, girl. Caribbean women are really, really clean. And they have beautiful, incredible, like, regiments and shit. It's, like, insane. Really good skin, obviously. Anyways, so... and my mom, I don't know, but because I don't talk to her anymore, but my mom used to always talk about that. She would always talk about that because she was like, my mom had no ass, but it was my mom, like, we were all just flabbergasted, but like, I appreciate the hype, the maintenance of the vehicle you're driving, the wagon you got back there. I appreciate it. And that's the thing. Not y'all, I'm not hating women. I love women. I love you even if you have a BBL. But your mama didn't teach you how to clean your butt because it was easy to clean that little thing. But guess what? When it's too big and you can't see it, you can't reach, you don't know. Hey now, you're an all-star. Your butt stinks. Go.
So this one day, me and my boyfriend, we getting ready, to do something. So first, let me say, my boyfriend at the time did not want me to get the procedure done, but I insisted. Me and my sister went to get the procedure done together. And before I got the procedure done, I joined the group on Facebook. It was like a support group. Different women that got it, that's in relationships, just for, to talk about it. So a lot of women in the group was pretty much saying, when you get it, your boyfriend is going to be jealous, so just keep an eye out on that. So when he was telling me it was smelly down there, I was going to the group saying, he's saying it's smelly down there. They was basically telling me to ignore him. He's jealous, but he'll eventually come around. So me and my sister got the procedure done at the same time. So at first, mans was healing up good. It was healing normal. So was my sister's. And I would ask her, is you healing well? She would tell me, yeah. I was healing well maybe the first 6 to 7 weeks. But after that, it kept on leaking and kept on draining. I was asking my sister how hers was doing. She said she was not leaking or draining. Mine would close up, but then like a day or two later, it would start leaking again. So I used to put gauze and dressings on it to support the leakage while I may have been outside or out and about. So that's why I had it for a year with the leakage, because there would be points that it would close up, or I would think it was closed up fully, but it wasn't. So one day me and my boyfriend was about to do something, and he just was like, I cannot take the smell anymore. And he broke up with me and he left. And that was pretty much that. But he was telling me for months. But me listening to the women in a group thinking they knew what they was talking about, it kind of messed everything up for me. It even got to the point I was wearing jeans in the summertime because it was an embarrassment even looking at it. I'm going to upload the picture right here. So this is part 2 on why I had to get my BBL surgically removed. So in part 1, I was telling y'all how my sit-down ear was stinking real bad. And it got to the point to where I had to carry around a bottle of air freshener or a bottle of perfume, because when I would use public restrooms, it would stink so bad and the smell would linger. It was like an embarrassment. I didn't want to come out the bathroom with it smelling like that and someone else was waiting at the door. When I say that BBL really ruined my life, I even lost my boyfriend behind it. He was telling me the whole time, like, you're stinking real bad down there and I can't stomach it. I'm in denial, like, no, you're hating, you're mad, I got a BBL. It was the truth. It got to the point to where I would be washing my laundry, weekly, like I've been doing before I got the BBL. When I would get my laundry out of the dryer, it would still smell like that raw eating flesh. I really was like, so this one day, me and my boyfriend, we getting ready, to do something. Part 3 on how I got my BBL surgically removed because my sit down one was stinking real bad. So I deleted part 1 because there were so many people in the comments talking shit how y'all are doing now. So I deleted part 1 and I made part 2 because there was some people in the comments that wanted to know more. BBL stink, do you hear me? And it's not coming from the vagina or the beehole. It's coming from the incisions that they cut to inject the fluid and the fat in your butt, okay? There's people in the comments saying, oh, you wasn't washing up right. Come on, let's be real. It's coming out of the incision. It fucking stink. I don't care what y'all say. It stink. And if it's not healing properly and your body is rejecting it, the hole will remain open and the drainage will continue to come out and stink up your linen, stink up your underwear, stink up everything, okay? Now, my BBL been removed for the past 4 years. Only had it in for about a year until it was stinking so bad I couldn't take it no more. I don't know if y'all wanted me to get on here and say BBL smell good, but they fucking stink. Stay away from them. I wasn't expecting my video to blow up like it did, but I have a lot of women angry with me. They are reporting me. They're commenting nasty things. I'm just about to delete everything and go about my business because when I say this is crazy, it's like they removed the sound from my other video. I wasn't saying anything, but I guess I did not fit their narrative. They're not happy about my experience. That's pretty much what I was saying. They denied that. They said they're not putting my sound back up. So I'm going to just... The crazy part is so many women pissed off at me. I don't even know who to start to block so they could start reporting me. They're just coming at a rapid pace. So I'm done, y'all. I'm just like, I didn't know people was going to get mad like this. I just thought I was sharing experience. But I'm done. This BBL trap don't play. Hey, y'all, I just want to hop on here real quick, clear up some confusion, and answer a few frequently asked questions. When I said all BBLs stink, what I should have said was, if your body rejects the procedure and your scars are not healing, it do have a smell. There's a lot of women in my comments saying, oh, I had a BBL and my BBL don't smell. The fact of the matter is, immediately after procedure, when you're experiencing the drainage do have a smell. So if your body rejects the procedure and it's the constant leaking and unhealed scars, yes, it's going to smell, and that's just facts. And of course, everyone's body is different and everyone's body reacts to the procedure differently. So I was speaking on my experience from my point of view that my body rejected the procedure, and with the constant leakage and drainage, it smelled horrible. Even with me covering the scars with, different dressings to try to soak up the leakage, with it being constant like that, it gives off a horrible smell. And I also have several women in my inbox sharing their story. Something similar happened to them also. And if they are comfortable with me sharing their story with y'all, I will. I'm just here to tell my story, if that makes any sense.